everyone, I'm back with your angelic reading. Let's begin. Let's jump right in. Okay, this is for the collective for September 20th, 2023. I also received some channeled messages while in meditation, so I'll discuss those as I'm reading the cards. One card already dropped out. Wow, okay. Okay, 2 water, 2 cup. Wow, okay. Wow. I'm not pulling, I just pulled the Angel Tarot. I'm pulling the Angel Therapy cards now. Ooh. Ooh, that's too much. Okay. No, that actually makes sense. Alright, so then I'm gonna leave the angel answers as the final message, okay? Okay. Okay. We have a divine feminine here who is embarking on a new journey, okay? I'm hearing self-discovery, okay? And taking risks, okay? But more taking risks on themselves. I think you're done taking risks in love and you're more focusing on your self-love now. You're more turning it inward, okay? So you're going down a new path where you chose yourself, okay? It's quite ironic that one of my channeled messages, I was in meditation and I felt, like a pair of scissors being handed to me in my left hand. And I feel like you're receiving tools from the divine in order to cut out unhealthy attachments in your life. Either you've already done it or you're in the process of doing that. You're embarking on a new journey to self-love, self-discovery. Like I said, you're self-reflecting at this time. Okay. You took the focus out of the external and other people and you kind of started validating yourself. You started pouring into yourself. Okay. The 3 tarots, we got the 2 of water in the reverse, okay? We got the King of Water and we got the Wheel, okay? And the bottom of the deck, why I said you're embarking on a journey, is we got the Fool, the Dreamer, okay? 2 water, 2 major arcanas, okay? 2 of water, I feel like you were in relationships that, were not mutually beneficial, were not mutually emotionally equal, okay? Maybe emotionally unfulfilling, okay? You were emotionally neglected in some way, okay? I don't know why I'm compelled to say that you're playing out some type of emotional neglect that you went through as a child, okay? So this has followed you to your relationships, okay? And I feel like you were put in those relationships so that you can look at yourself and really give that love to yourself that you didn't receive, instead of waiting for someone to give that to you. With the King of Water, okay, I feel like you're mastering your emotions, okay? You're mastering the masculine, counterpart your duality within yourself, and you're mastering your emotions. You're mastering your self-discipline with your emotions. And you see how he's like this on the card, like he has his arms crossed. I feel like you're guarded with your heart now. But not in a bad way. I feel like it's more like, you see how his chest is out in the open, but like he's still kind of like cautious. Okay, like that's what I want to say. You're not like so guarded where you're completely like blocking people, or like completely guarded where you're hopeless, but you're more like guarded, like, okay, like I know better now, so I'm gonna do better. Okay. And you placing yourself in that masculine energy and mastering your emotions is bringing you the wheel of fortune. Okay. 10 is a completion. This is something this is some type of cycle that is ending for you. And again, with the guy crossing his arms, you see that, and that is Archangel Michael, which is the archangel of protection. Okay. So you're mastering your emotions. Okay. You're learning how to be self-disciplined with, like, pouring into other people's cups versus pouring into your own. You're learning to pour more into yourself. You're learning to pour, to other people only when your cup is filled. Okay. And learning how to decipher between the difference between a cup of water and a cup of poison. Okay. You're learning to decipher when those cups that are offered are not for your highest good. They're not there to sustain you. They're there to actually harm you. And you're kind of learning that now within all your relationship dynamics, friendship wise, family wise, and romantic wise. Okay. So I feel like you were rejected. Okay. Or someone broke up with you, or someone left you out emotionally, to dry. Like, they left you emotionally, like I said, unfulfilled, emotionally neglected. And you kind of was just like, okay, well, I'm going to master my emotions. I'm going to pour more love into myself. Okay. Bottom, like I said, this is why this completed a cycle for you. And now you're starting something brand new. You're going down a different path now. Okay. Now, I always say that forgiveness is the key to self-love. And the only reason why I'm reiterating that again is because we have be willing to forgive. Okay. There's someone here or something here that you need to forgive. Okay. Within the situation. Okay. Maybe with your last partner, maybe within yourself. Maybe you're still kind of hung up on like, oh, I should have did this, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Like, release yourself from that past pain. Okay. That you're learning that because your choices, with these choices that you made about trusting certain people, you kind of hurt yourself. Okay. And it takes like a lot of self-reflection and a very like open-minded person to admit that to themselves. You are an indigo. Okay. You are a natural born leader. Okay. Highly sensitive. Okay. And I feel like you, because of the emotional neglect that you experienced within your childhood, within your relationship dynamics, like, you're able to know off the bat when someone is really there for you versus who's just there. Like, and I touched on this in the last reading yesterday, like knowing the difference between who's there for you from their heart space and who's there for you based on ego. Who's only your friend to satisfy their ego, who's only like messing around with you to satisfy their ego. Okay. And like, you're so in tune with your emotions with this because it's right under the king, the king of water. Like, you're so in tune with your emotions, and now you're mastering this. Like, you're literally like, who's there for you and who's not, and you're so sensitive to that. Like, to the point where it's like, things that are common sense, I feel like you let people, like, you let people slide for so long, okay, just off of like loyalty and like your compassionate heart, and now you're just like, no, one little miss red flag on one chop. Like, that's why, like, I saw the scissors in my like one chop. Like, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not gonna give you a second time to do this to me again. And I feel like, you've been praying about this with the God box card. Like, you've been praying about this. This is something that, you've been praying for your healing. You've been praying for your self-love. And you're getting these answers from the divine, the spiritual guidance, the divine guidance, this higher knowledge, this universal intelligence. And this is what's helping you, okay? Yeah, you're a goddess. You're understanding that you are a goddess. You have always been a goddess, okay? Despite how others have treated you, you are a divine feminine, and like, you're balancing these dualities within you now, and you're understanding that you don't need outside sources of validation to fill yourself from the inside, okay? And you're not going to accept less anymore, because you are so full. You know the difference between real love and fake love, okay? Before I get into like the last messages or whatever, let's look at some of the channeled messages that I wrote down. Okay, so the first channeled message that I got while meditation was a song by it's a Spanish song by Juan Luis Guerra. It's called like La Biribulina. I don't know if I'm saying that. La Biribulina. I can't even say it. And I'm Spanish. Like, I'm embarrassed. So basically the song is about like this guy who's so lovesick that like on someone that like even the thought of just approaching this person or just like thinking of even being with them, or like they get sick to their stomach, okay? And I feel like for a long time you were chasing after people who were emotionally unavailable, okay? And you weren't listening to your intuition, because like, in the song, like he says like he feels sick to his stomach, like he feels like lovesick in a way. I feel like the divine was letting you know, like your body was giving you these clues, and you were not listening. That gut feeling that you get, like you were not listening to yourself. Then I got the second message that I got was like I had this metal taste in my mouth. And then I was thinking, okay, braces, maybe some gold teeth, maybe a fill-in, dentist might be significant, okay, something. And then I got something about a sweet tooth, okay. Then I got the message about the scissors. And then, as I was scrolling through YouTube, picking out my meditation music, like I saw this sign that said, this video that said, listen to yourself. And I feel that that's very significant, especially with what I just said about like listening to your gut feelings. Okay. I feel like you're the type of person who like loves unconditionally. You love others unconditionally. You don't see division, like races, like, you don't see certain things, and like it saddens you when people don't reciprocate that back to you, okay? I feel like you are willing to do anything for those you love, and a lot of people up until this point have taken advantage of that, and you're like stepping into your power where just like, no, I'm not going to let my unconditional love be my own demise, okay? I'm not going to let people use that as my weakness, because that is my strength, and I'm not going to let you tarnish that. I also got the last message that I got while I was like setting everything up was, stop rushing, okay? If someone presents you with a cup, do not rush to the finish line per se. Like, know that, get to know this person before you kind of fall again into like the cycle, and kind of like, because like attracts like, right? So like maybe this person could be faking that they're healed like you, So just be mindful of like using your discernment on that, okay? Because anybody could tell you what you want to hear, but actions speak louder than anything, okay? And of course, up off the bat in the honeymoon, phase, like everyone's, you're gonna do what that person is gonna do all these things to try to impress you, but don't be kind of like fooled, because like all that glitters isn't gold. Then I thought about turtles, okay, and slow and steady wins the race. The story of the tortoise and the hare, okay, the turtle and the rabbit. We all know that fairy tale. So yeah, this is just telling you, like, because you've mastered these emotions, you now know, like, I think you were also at one point afraid of like choosing wrong again, either whether that be friends, whether that be romantic partners, and you're the king of water. Like, you've mastered emotions. You know how to read emotions. You know how to read the energy of emotions. You know how to feel emotions. You know when someone's emotions towards you are real or not. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, okay? Sorry, I just like burped, and then I thought like throat chakra, something about throat chakra. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself assertively, okay? Don't be afraid to like hurt people's feelings, especially if their feelings aren't real, okay? Because some people pretend they have feelings, but they really don't. They really could care less, okay? So just be careful, okay? Any final messages for the collective regarding this reading? Oh, that one just came out. Yeah. Ask for help from others, okay? Maybe some type of counselor, maybe, get advice from your friends, maybe, get some type of, counsel from someone that you trust, someone that, that you know is gonna give you sound, unbiased advice, okay? And yeah, you have big happy changes coming through, okay? The dreamer, okay? This is going down a new path, taking a risk, and in doing so, you're gonna be seeing these big happy changes, okay? Yeah, you're a divine feminine. I feel like you're stepping into that knowledge that you have inner power, that you have inner strength, that you are being self-disciplined in, not being so like thirsty for love that you just accept any offer that comes your way. You're learning not to put all your eggs in one basket per se. You're learning how to take your time. And, like if someone gives you attention, sometimes not all attention is good attention, okay? And learning, understanding the difference between good and bad attention, okay? And real and fake feelings, okay? Sensitivity is not a weakness, it is a superpower, okay? And don't let anybody talk you out of that, okay? If you feel a vibe that's off about someone, you don't have to explain yourself, okay? You know what you know intuitively, okay? You know what you know psychically, spiritually, whatever you resonate with, and just go with your gut. Go, if you see red flags, don't sweep them under the rug just because you want this person. Like, if these are red flags that really, like, you feel like farther down the line, can tell of something even more like worse, then listen to yourself and use that discernment, okay? Be willing to, like, stand on your beliefs, your truths, and your values for what it is that you truly desire and what you truly deserve and what you truly know you're worth of, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm available for personal readings, parties, and events. All my information is within the description box. I hope someone was able to take some type of clarity from this message, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Take care.